Greetings, creepy companions. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Fright Life. In this episode, I'm reviewing Screamin' Stream, a drive-thru haunt in Kissimmee, Florida. Back in August, I started putting my plans together for this Halloween season. And for those of us who are into Halloween, it's not really just one weekend. We spend at least 2 months celebrating Halloween. So I decided I wanted to go to Orlando and make a weekend of it, and I thought the last weekend of September would be good. It seemed like a lot of haunts, if they were going to happen this year, were going to kick off that last weekend in September. So I signed up and I bought some tickets to go to one of the theme parks, and then I looked for other local haunted attractions. And in addition to that, I was following the pages of some people who are into Halloween and horror that live in the Orlando area and are more familiar with the haunts in that area. So I signed up for one drive-thru haunt, but one of these pages I was following did a preview of Screamin' Stream. And it looked very interesting, looked like a lot of fun. I thought, this is great. This is a great solution to all the problems that we're having with COVID and social distancing. So I bought tickets to Screamin' Stream and also another haunt and also to Disney. One of the first things that I noticed about Screamin' Stream was how they priced their tickets. So I went to the social media. They have great social media, and I started clicking on things, go over to the website to buy the tickets. And I see on there that they're charging per car. I know other haunts charge per person in the car. They actually charge for the whole car, which I think makes a lot more sense to me.
The price is per car, not per person. It's per car, not per person. The price is per car, not per person. Screamin' Stream.
I ended up paying $53. I got a little bit of a discount because I was buying tickets before the season even really kicked off. I bought them not long after they went on sale, and they were doing like an early bird kind of discount. And I was going on a Friday, so it was a little bit cheaper than going on a Saturday. I was also going earlier in the season. But tickets range anywhere from like $47 up to $75, somewhere around $75. So I thought the tickets were reasonable. You go to any local haunt, you're going to be paying about that much anyway. The other thing I liked about this haunt, when I went to go buy the tickets, I noticed that it said you can arrive anytime between 7 and 11 p.m. There was a whole window of time for you to arrive. They also encouraged you, come early. They were expecting lines, or go, late towards the end, and you might not have to wait as long. So I did like the setup that way, that there was a window of time for you to arrive. I was driving from pretty far away from Orlando, and I was driving after work. So I picked this one to go to first specifically on that Friday because I had that window of time. It gave me more leeway. Now that I had my tickets purchased, I went over to my email, so I got a receipt right away, a confirmation email. The confirmation email went over a lot of the things that you would have seen on the site when you went to pick your tickets and to learn about Screamin' Stream. And then there was also a link on there to sign a waiver. It's a liability waiver. Absolutely makes sense. You can't go to this haunt without signing that waiver before you get there. And then about a week prior to arrival, I got a follow-up email, and it had some important reminders. It tells you where they're located, Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures. It talks about that you have to have a valid driver's license and current insurance, and they're going to ask to see it. Also talks about making sure you have your ticket ready. And it has a QR code, so you can either pull it up on your phone or you can print it out. It tells you what time to arrive, the best times to arrive if you want to wait in the least amount of line. And also talks to you about you must wear a CDC-approved facial covering. So that's pretty clear on the website. It's pretty clear on the emails. And then my favorite part was there was a color map. It's a very basic map, but it works really well. And when you're driving out in the middle of nowhere and you're not sure which line you're supposed to get in when you get there, it was very clear. It made it very easy. One thing I'd like to touch on briefly before I talk about my actual experience at the haunt is on their website, they have a safety page. It is extremely thorough. It goes over what you can expect from them, how it's going to work when you go through the haunt, and it also goes over their expectations of you, talking about the driver's license, the insurance, how fast you can go, what you can, what you cannot do, and it just talks about the haunt in general to set your expectations. It isn't a traditional haunt. It's more like this. So very impressive to have an entire page that makes things pretty crystal clear. So event day arrives and I drive to Orlando. And like I said, it's a long trip from where I live. And if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly, Scream and Stream is on the south side of Orlando. It's also in the middle of nowhere. It's at Boggy Creek and they do airboat tours. So that kind of gives you an idea. It's literally out in the middle of the swamps. The roads are very windy. They're dark. Many of them are not lit. Kind of adds to the mood, but you definitely want to go with a full tank of gas. When I got close to the location, there was a line. I already saw the line queuing. It seemed to be moving pretty steady, but it was a long line. I will tell you, it took about an hour to actually get to where we were going to go through the haunt. It took about 30 minutes just to get to their property. That's how long the line was. But again, it at least moved very quickly. Most of the time when you go to a haunted attraction, with or without COVID going on, there's a line of some sort. So you kind of expect it. So it's all in a matter of operationally how you make that line move, how quickly can you make it entertaining. That's the kind of thing I look for. It makes a long wait more tolerable if it keeps moving and there's something else going on. Once you get onto their property, you're approached by their operational staff, and they check to make sure you have your tickets. They also check your driver's license, and they tell you a little bit about how the event is going to work and how the lines work and the other things that there are to do there. Once you get close to the entrance, they actually divide the cars up. And I think they do that because they're not only are they checking tickets, but they're giving you the last little bits of information to make this experience run smoothly. So they tell you about the radio station to tune into, and that specifically that station, it's just background music, that all the scenes that you're going to go through, it has their own sound at the scenes. So the radio is really meant as more of ambiance. So as the journey begins, I think about some of the information I got in advance. One of the things they had said that it's approximately a 25-minute drive-through, and it's about 1.25 miles long. Everything was very, very organized. As you're going through that main gate, they space the cars out perfectly, and you're basically having your own experience. So they take you to a scene. They have people that direct the traffic. There's cones that mark the way. And then the other thing that I thought was super smart was they have little traffic lights that are on the ground, but clear as day, that tell you when to stop and when you should go so that you don't miss anything. Extremely organized, it's paced, and it's just your car. And no matter where you are sitting in your car, there's action going on. There's something that you can see. There's things in front of you. There's things to the left and the right. They come close to your car. Everything is very easy to see. The sound is really great as well. Each individual scene has its own sound.
They do not appreciate being trespassed upon. Oh, little rabbits, you will find such sights here.
The story behind this drive-through haunt experience is that it's supposed to take place in the year 1997. A group of teenagers break into an abandoned lakeside drive-in theater on the edge of town on a dare. They've heard rumors that people go missing at the abandoned drive-in, but they dismiss these as urban legends. After a few hours of goofing around, they head back to their car to discover that it won't start. The fuel line has been cut. The group of teens realize they are not alone. Hours from town on foot, with no way to get help, the teenagers are forced to work together to escape. Except someone is out there lurking in the shadows, watching them, waiting for a chance to terrorize their victims. As you drive down the road, the story is laid out in front of you in all of these vignettes. The sets are well constructed. Some of them are very, very gory, which I personally like. And the acting is very well done. Some of these people, you would swear they are their characters. And I mean, that's how it's supposed to be as an actor, but I guess I've learned to just not expect that from a local haunt. But they really did a great job. The lighting of the various sets was very well executed as well. Things were clearly lit. The lighting set the tone and the mood. One of the other things that I liked was the different types of scares that they have. Not only is there a storyline, but there's your usual jump scares. They jump out, they scare you. Like I said, some things are gory, some things are outright scary. They also have some really great distraction scares. I was really surprised that I actually got scared once. I mean, I go to this kind of stuff all the time. There was one distraction scare in particular that I just did not see coming. That the actor was so good, I truly had no idea. And I don't want to tell you what it is because it's that good, so I want you to go and experience it yourself. So if driving through this awesome haunted attraction wasn't enough, the great news is there's a lot more things that you can do there. They have snacks, they have merchandise, they have photo opportunities. I believe it's called Trick or Treat Drive during the day for the kiddos. They've got black light nights. They do haunted airboat rides. They also have an icon character called the Fog Queen, and you can meet her, and there's different photo opportunities with her as well. Here are Madame Macabre's final thoughts on Scream and Stream. So, nothing is ever perfect. There's always something you can do better. There's always ways that you can grow. One of the things I can say that did disappoint me was, unfortunately, because I was driving on a Friday and I was going after work, I did not arrive till 9:45. By the time I got through the haunt, it was closer to 11. A lot of things had wrapped up, so I really couldn't do a lot of those extras. I didn't get to meet the Fog Queen, which really bummed me out, but maybe I'll just have to go back a second time so that I don't miss her. There's also the other thing that I would suggest is maybe engaging the people in line a little bit more, maybe have some actors walking around when you have a long line that's like an hour long, have some of them come down the line and meet people, scare them, different types of performances. I've seen different haunts do it all different ways. Some of them will do it campy and funny, or they'll have dancers or magicians. Everybody's got to do it their own way, whatever works for them. But that would be one thing I would suggest, is maybe entertaining the line a little bit more. But those are really the only two things that I could see that they could do better. It was truly executed very professionally. Everybody was friendly and nice, all the staff. The actors were amazing. It was just really, really well done, very professional. I cannot recommend it enough. If you were in Orlando, you really should check it out. I know there's a couple days where I think they're already sold out. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, you really need to get them now. So what do you think, Fright Lifers? Do you agree with my review? Have you been there? Do you have a different experience? Have you already bought your tickets? You're excited to go? Let me know in the comments section below. Thank you for joining me, and please like and subscribe to the Fright Life YouTube channel for more details from each week's episode. You can also find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Until next time, my fiendish friends, Madame Grimhilda Macabre will be disinterring more cadaverous ways for all of us to be consumed by the Fright Life.